Peace, welcome back to Playbook FM. I'm Jay. We are back with Season 2, Part 3 of my Aberdeen Football Manager 20 save. If you've missed any of the previous episodes, go back and take a look because we are about to jump back in. Okay, so since the last episode, which was here, you can see we did beat Malmo on penalties to qualify for the Europa League, and we're in Group H with Real Sociedad, Ajax and Saint Etienne. Main thing to notice is that we qualified for Europe and got spanked by Celtic in the league 5-2, which was an absolutely shocking performance from everybody at the back. We went up 2, I believe it was, and then got a red card. So yeah, Eamon Brophy in the 9th minute, and Ryan Brewster in the 15th minute. Then Jack Hendry got sent off in the 16th minute, and from there it was just unfair. So that was the Celtic game. That's the main thing to note. No new transfers, I don't believe. Brought in this guy on loan for just a little bit of extra backup. I think that's everything covered from the previous episode that I've lost the footage for, unfortunately. So, yeah. Leo Suarez as well. I don't think we've introduced him yet in the series, but we brought him in as a bit of depth in the attacking midfield position. Formation we're now trying out and playing, which we've been getting good results with, is the 5-2-1-2. Still trying to figure out this tiki-taka style of play, but I think in terms of player roles, we've got it sussed now. It's just these things here on the left that we need to sort out, and we're good. But yeah, let's dive in to the first match of today's episode, which is at home against Hamilton in the league. Okay, so one more signing we made on the transfer deadline day, which I don't think I've introduced you guys to yet either, is we now have a new goalkeeper, Simon Moore, 30-year-old English goalkeeper, who's a 3.5-star player. He's only 30, so, you know, he's still got a few years left in the game ahead of him, so I'm hoping that he should potentially be performing at like a 4-star rating, and he's a little bit older, a bit more experienced than Will Norris. So, starting 11 for the Hamilton match, we have Simon Moore in goal, Jack Hendry, Mikey Devlin and Scott McKenna as the back three. We have Richard Tate and Greg Lee in wing-back positions, Dean Campbell and Tommy Doyle in midfield, with Nicola Dovedan in the attacking midfield position, Ryan Brewster and Eamon Brophy up front. Let's get into the match. There we go. Let's do it for the press. Always got to do it to the press. Let's just get rid of these match sounds because they are a little bit annoying after listening to them back on a couple of episodes. So far in this match, 10 minutes in, 60% possession. So we're starting out well in terms of keeping the ball. But we've not had any highlights until here, and usually with FM, if the opposite team has a throw-in, something's going to happen. Like you're going to be on the back foot or something. But then again, this is the first time I played it since the new hotfix, which got released yesterday or the day before. So I am quite interested to see how the match engine where it goes from here. And if they've sorted out some of the things with wingers shooting at odd angles. This might actually fix my original 3-4-3 tactic, I'm thinking. Because I do like to play with some inside forwards. However, this year they've just been absolutely shocking. On FM20, my wingers were like performing pretty well in their roles. But this year it's been a bit funny, but we're knocking the ball around here. We do end up working it into the box, and Ryan Brewster lays it off for Richard Tate, who gets his 3rd goal of the season. And again, what a turnaround in form. When we first brought him in, I was a little bit on the fence about Richard Tate because he wasn't all that consistent, but so far this year he has been fantastic. And Ryan Brewster there setting him up for his 3rd goal of the season from that right wing back position, and that puts us on 12 points. In 6th place after 7 games. And we are beginning again with a Hamilton throw-in. Is that Tommy Doyle there chasing them down a little bit, forces them into a bad pass, and we have the chance to counter. Eamon Brophy plays in Ryan Brewster, who starts it home, composed for his 5th goal of the year, and the assist by Eamon Brophy. And it's starting to look like so far this season, Eamon Brophy and Ryan Brewster are getting a little bit of a partnership on together. So I think a 2-striker system from here on out is how we play, is the playbook FM way. Because Ryan Brewster there gets in behind one-on-one and scores an absolute beautiful goal. And yeah, form is looking a lot better now. I think. See, I don't know. Maybe it is the hotfix they've put out. Maybe the match engine now reflects the tactics a bit better. Maybe, I don't know. But we just seem like a different team here today. And whatever it is, whether it's playing up for the media or this new patch, I'm happy. I'm happy with a nice 3-0 win in the 3-0 lead in the first half. And Hamilton are just knocking around the ball here, but we are keeping our shape. And Greg Lee does cross out the. He does clear up the cross, is what I meant to say. But Eamon Brophy stripped of the ball there. Greg Lee can't win it back either, and we are on a little bit of a counter. But Tommy Doyle tracks back and breaks the attack up and plays a big ball over the top for Brophy, who's one-on-one and doesn't scuff it. And Eamon Brophy with his 5th goal of the season as well. So Eamon Brophy this year as well he's another one. When we first brought him in, he didn't really look. He looked like he was a potential flop, and for I think it was 2 million potentially. I think it was a record signing for the club at the time, and he just didn't perform last year. But this season, he's challenging Brewster for top goal scorer. To be fair, I feel as if playing the 1-striker system last year and keeping him out the side, maybe it's got him fighting for a place in the first team squad. And I am very happy with our performance so far. However, guys are looking a little bit complacent, so let's just give them a little bit of a warning. Let's say that. No, that did absolutely nothing. Okay, no substitutions. Let's just go back in. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I just realised we've limited them to 4 shots this entire match. So defensively, we're looking a lot better today. And Eamon Brophy lays off Brewster for his 2nd of the match, 6th of the season. And I really do think that them two playing up front together, with Ryan Brewster dropping a little bit deeper and Eamon Brophy a bit higher up the pitch, does seem to be working now. So who knew all along? It was just that we needed 2 strikers, and that's how we get goals. And Brophy there with a wonderful cross into Brewster. And Brewster is on a brace early in the second half, so he could potentially get a hat-trick here. Oh, excuse me. And Hendry plays a big ball over the top looking for Brophy. It is cleared out by the Hamilton defence, and they're in behind here. Mikey Devlin with a bit of a weak challenge. Pretty weak challenge. Does let them in for a 1-on-1, which they don't miss. So as you can see, the big ball comes over the top, and I'm not sure who that is there, but he's completely... I don't know if he got bullied off the ball or just completely fell asleep, but he's got to do better there. And it leaves Devlin behind to try and cover and clear up. And to be fair, he should have done a better job in the tackle, but it's just poor defending all round. Poor defending all round, and Mikey Devlin's instantly dropped to a 6.6, so we are going to bring on Antonius Adonis, who is actually natural at that cover position. No, I thought he was anyway. Ignore me. But he plays the cover position a little bit better than anybody else in the squad, to be fair. And Dovedan isn't really playing well either, so let's bring on James Wilson to get him a little bit of fitness and see if he's still firing on all cylinders as he was last season. And we're going to save the last substitution for Brewster for if and when he does get his hat-trick, and just try and preserve him for our Europa League game. To be fair, had I known that we were going to perform this well, I would have rotated for this match and had our better players ready for the Europa League game. However, no, I didn't choose to do that, and I've instantly come to regret that on second thought. However, we do manage to break up the Hamilton attack and put it out for a throw-in, and I don't think we're going to see much more action for the rest of this match. And to be fair, we're not, because in order to preserve legs, I am going to drop back to a little bit more cautious. And we're getting picked apart at the back a little bit here. If this was, we've got to play better defensively in the Europa League match. And that being said, let's try. Let's try the playbook counter 2. I'm just going to drop back to a bit more cautious. And again, just in the interest of preserving legs, and if Bruce is not going to get his hat trick, I am going to take him off here because he is. Oh, but then again, Tommy Doyle's looking pretty beaten up. Okay, let's do that. Make that substitution and preserve Tommy Doyle for our Saint Etienne match. And it does seem like we're on a counter here, and Brophy's taking it out wide. Brewster's trying to get up front to join him on the attack. It falls to Wilson. James Wilson. Oh my word! It was a whisker away from goal there. So again, we're showing that. I've just. Hang on a minute. How did that even happen? How? Wow! I can't believe I've been going through the second half playing like that. No wonder Brewster didn't get his hat trick. But anyway, we do get a 5-1 win at home against Hamilton. Let's see if we can take that form into the Saint Etienne match. And look at that. Guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of our players were selected in the team of the week. Look, it may as well be the Aberdeen side, that. And again, just to show you how good our form is, Gonzalo Villar was 3rd place in goal of the month. Ryan Brewster was 2nd place in Young Player of the Month, and Richard Tate was Player of the Month. So let's give Richard Tate just a bit of a pat on the head. And Brewster, I didn't even notice that at first, Brewster was 3rd in Player of the Month. So a few changes for the St Etienne match. In goal we have Simon Moore, a back 3 of Jack Hendry, Antonis Adonis gets the start in that cover role, and Scott McKenna. We have Mohamed Drager, who plays on the right wing-back position, and Richard Tate has been moved over to the left today. Tommy Doyle plays that deep line playmaker role with Gonzalo Villar as the box-to-box midfielder. Marion Shved gets a start in the attacking midfield position, and we have got Ryan Brewster and Eamon Brophy up front again. I am keeping Marion Shved, Ryan Brewster and Amy Brophy on the pitch just so that we can switch to that if necessary. And just see how that works out, especially in Europe. But enough of this, let's get into the match. So yeah, now that the patch has come out, I do want to see what the original shape we was trying to play all the way back to last season. We're going to see if that works now that it's been patched. No underdogs, no the critics, media. Yeah, let's do it for the media again. Lads love to play up for the TV. Yep. Right. I mean, if we can get into the second, the knockout round of the Europa League as well, I think that may do good things for my manager reputation. Yeah, because I'm not sure what to do with this save. I only really plan to do a couple of seasons. So I was considering ending the series at the end of this season so I can focus on creating a legacy, the Journeyman save, which will be back ASAP. It's I might just call it an end to the series after this season and then focus purely on that Journeyman save because I am quite keen to do a Journeyman save. I've not done one before. I've always started off with lower league teams, but try to do a national hero type of thing and take them up from the conference north or south up to the Premier League. I am aware that we have conceded an absolute peach of a goal from Tate. And we are 1-0 down in the first 30 minutes of the match. But Saint Etienne have a throw-in here. They are just knocking the ball around us a little bit, but we are forcing them back towards their own half. They play a big ball in over the top, and Ryan Moore does enough to push it away there. And wow, we are looking pretty exposed at the moment. They've had 10 shots on goal. Certainly, show me something else. And I'm starting to regret not resting players in that first match. I mean, especially if Europe is our our main focus this season. I'm going to change the shape back to this and just see how we do with that. Swap him for him. And let's see how that works out. And I feel like sometimes a change of shape is what you need just to kind of make the opponents think a little bit. Especially if it's not... Oh my gosh, what a free kick. What a free kick. Especially if it's a shape that's a little bit different than you typically see in FM. I've only ever seen the... what a free kick. Top bin and everything. I've only seen this 3-4-3 shape that we're trying to figure out played by Wolves when we played them last season in the Europa League qualifiers. Other than that, I've not come across any teams that have played it. But I have come across a few more 5 at the back systems this year, and we are just going to take off Adonis, who is completely out of his depth in Europe, it would seem. And oh my word, what happened there? We're going to VAR. Tommy Doyle might have given away a penalty here. Oh my gosh, and he's got his second yellow. What a night of European football, ladies and gentlemen. So much drama. So much drama. Right. We're going to have to do this. I've got no other centre midfielders to bring on. Ah, Tommy Doyle, you absolute lemon. What are you doing? Right. Who do I bring on here? James Wilson any better at playing midfield? No, he's not. Oh, no. Who did I even bring him off? Shred? That was it. Let's do that. And then that. This. And just play this. It's damage limitation at this point, because we've not looked like we're going to score at all this entire match. And Saint Etienne get their third, and we've got to play the rest of the match with 10 men. Wow. What a match. I'm quite lost for words, to be honest. We've been in such good form, and then... well. So, Drager there with big ball over the top to Brophy, who's in behind, who hits it directly at the Saint Etienne goalkeeper. That could have been a way back into this match there. But it does earn us a corner. Marion Shved is waiting, trying to pick out Eamon Brophy in the middle, who just heads it straight over. Should have done better there. Is it even worth swapping Brophy and Brewster around? I don't think Brophy can play that shadow striker position. But Marin cuts out the danger, plays it forward to Brophy, who tries to start a counter-attack, but is taken off the ball by Saint Etienne defence. And this looks like a dangerous attack here. We're kind of a bit powerless to resist them at this point, now that we've gone down to 10 men. And Saint Etienne get their fourth, and it's an absolute whitewash in Europe today. Trucco, so he's just not closing down. I think this is the Contentio system. How are they? Catenaccio, whatever. Absolutely lost for words with this performance. We just spanked Hamilton 5-1, and then come to France and get our asses handed to us. And Saint Etienne don't look like they're even going to let up here. If you just look at the league table, that puts us right at the bottom. However, Ajax also are on 1 point, and when we play Ajax next, we do have the potential to move up to third more than likely. With the goal difference, unless we get 2 goals back here, then we probably only can get as high as third if we beat Ajax. But if we do manage to get at least 1 goal maybe, and then beat Ajax by a couple of goals, we should provided one of Saint Etienne and Real Sociedad, well, providing they don't draw, then that would put us up to second potentially. And what a terrible performance. So if you have made it this far into the episode, please leave a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next episode, which will be that match against Ajax as well as Rangers. Till next time, peace.